We're in the floor 48 in downtown Shenzhen, in a development called the Icon. You can see a very, very spacious living room overlooking the city. Home staging is also pretty cool, and this one has 2 stories, right? Huge windows, like 2 floors of windows just for yourself. But this apartment is actually 5 floors. As you can see, it has designer furniture, hibiki. If we go to the kitchen, right there, then we have 2 chairs to sit here and ponder, overlooking the horizon. This will be the ground floor, even if it's a 48th one. Before we go, I want to check this sofa. Do you think it's comfortable, Juan? Okay, it might look pretty good, but it's not. Have some art piece here. There's an elevator, of course. You have 5 floors, so you're gonna need one. There's another bathroom there, which looks pretty good, but there are so many bathrooms that I'm not gonna show all of them. All around the house, we have a very small chair next to the elevator. You can have a coffee here. One of the things I like the most, you can overlook the living room from here. This is not actually one flat, it's like a series of flats. And now we're gonna see one of the first flats here. This first, wow. In this first flat, or this first huge room, we can see a very spacious bed, which if I know the, oh look, it's quite soft. You know, Chinese are almost like Japanese, they love very hard beds, but this one is quite soft. We overlook the city. We have a very nice chair here in which you can drink yet another coffee. I'm gonna call this house the Espresso House. And this will be a floor 50. So we leave this amazing master bedroom and we come into this luxurious bathroom. There's marble everywhere. The home stager believe that this is what people normally do. You know, you just have a glass of red haute garde, a glass of wine while taking a bath, and then we have a shower here, toilet here. I'm gonna close the... And then we walk into this amazing walk-in closet. This area is for the men, and then we have, look at this one, your favorite, a walk-in closet full of purses, dresses, jewelry here, and here you can sit and do your makeup overlooking the city. How must that feel? Alright, so we want to walk out from this first apartment, this amazing room, and we're gonna move on to the second floor. We have 3 bedrooms en suite. This is the first one. We have a very nice bathroom here, also in marble, and then a junior bed, let's say. I'm missing some kind of chair or sofa here where you can drink another coffee. But of course, the views get even better as we go up. So we go out to the first room and then we go on to the second, which, oh no, wait, this is not a room. It's yet another smaller living room. Okay, we're gonna move on to room number 2 and room number 3, which is here. First, the second one, we have a lot of very spacious closets. Yeah, this is meant for teenagers or for kids. A very nice bed, study desk here. Views to the north, I believe that's the north. And one more living room, right? So this living is the room? Sorry. And one more bathroom. So we saw a very big main master bedroom downstairs. First room, second room, that's 3 in total. Now we're going on the 4th. And this one is decorated in red. So we have the amazing views. We have floor-to-ceiling windows, an amazing bed, and storage. I guess this one is meant for a girl or woman. It's not because there's a lot of storage, but because it's all addressed here. We're going to walk to the 3rd floor now. Where's the 4th floor? Follow me. Need to be careful with those stairs if you're a little tall. Of course, Juan doesn't have this problem. So the elevator gets you all the way here too. We're just walking because we like it, and wow. I don't know if you've ever had your own meeting room in the 52nd floor in a skyscraper in Shenzhen. But if you haven't seen one, this is it. I'm missing a president's chair. What a room, and what a table. What a place to hold your shareholders meeting, right? Of course, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to hold a meeting here if you have a sauna right here. Right, we should have guessed that this house will come with your own sauna. Shower, walk-in shower, which I love. Another toilet here, a sink, and of course, your own Turkish bath. It's not a sauna, really. But here you can detox, and you can relax from the meetings, you know, from all the businesses that you're discussing in the other room. Or better yet, like a Bond villain, you can just wear your robe after the sauna and the shower, and walk in directly to the meeting when all your executives are waiting for you. There's a house to do that kind of thing. This is it. So we have one final floor, which is the rooftop. Let's check it this way. Have you noticed that huge lamp hanging from the ceiling all the way down, 5 floors? And then here is your own terrace. You can come here, sunbathe, probably naked after taking a shower from a sauna, overlooking the city. This must be the 53rd floor. And then we have a small studio over here. Which can probably be turned into a small gym. Put a rack there. It's a little low. For some Pilates machines. And here we have it, from the 48th to the 53rd floors. A huge penthouse in downtown Shenzhen, the most bustling city in China. All right, so we just toured the 13.5 million penthouse in Shenzhen. Is this investable? I mean, the monthly rent will be around 25K, right? Dollars. That's a 2.2 yield. You know what I can get in Madrid or Barcelona or Ibiza? Even Andorra beats this, right? So why would anyone invest in real estate here? They wouldn't, right? And that's exactly the point. Now I would like to tell you a little bit about Shenzhen, because the smart money in Shenzhen isn't buying apartments, right? They're building something else. Investors are putting the money elsewhere. Now, I'm not a tourist. I lived here. I trained at CIBS. I even trained different sales teams in several cities in China in a past life when I was into manufacturing. And every time I land somewhere new, I ask, how are people actually getting rich here? And by the end of this video, you'll know something like 99% of investors miss about this city, right? So the way people get rich in Shenzhen or in the Great Bay Area is not through real estate. It's not investing in real estate, right? The Great Bay Area is 90 million people. Shenzhen, Guangzhou, Hong Kong, Macau, Foshan, Dongguan, and Zhuhai. And this region exports $163 million every single hour. It's 40% of China's exports. It's like the factory of the world, right? So here's what most people don't understand, in my opinion. This is like, when I'm talking about manufacturing, I don't mean cheap labor assembling iPhones. Not anymore, right? So last year I was visiting BYD's factories. BYD is one of the largest EV makers in the world. And I was lucky enough to be put in front of their VP, one of their VPs. And during this brief exchange, I asked him what percentage of the cars are made locally. And he smiled, because everything is made locally, including like the raw materials. They all come from China, and most of the materials, because all the supply chain is in the Great Bay Area, right? So they have a full vertical integration in the area. Batteries, chips, software, glass, seats, tires, even the lithium comes from like not far. Every single component comes from around the Bay Area. That's an empire, right? So this is the supply chain of the world. And Shenzhen, it's its epicenter. Okay, so what's the investor's playbook, right? It's not real estate in Shenzhen. If you want yield in real estate, you come to Spain or to Europe. But if you want to capture value from the biggest manufacturing shift or hub in human history, you need to be one of the three things: a manufacturing operator, a venture capitalist, or a well-connected PE guy, right? And why these three? Well, because of Shenzhen's talent and because of Shenzhen's speed. So first, let's talk about the talent, right? China isn't cheap anymore, but it's still the best, in my opinion, the best value per dollar on earth. All right, check this, it's fun.
These are our drinks.
All right, just to show you a glimpse of how technologically advanced this city is.
There's a small elevator there, and it just comes down. I'm gonna find out very soon.
So I was told in my last visit to Shenzhen, because I don't live in China anymore, that this was a new thing that I had to try, right? And I'm not a lot into bubble tea, but I mean, you just scan with WeChat and you don't even need to download an app or anything like that. And your smoothies just come flying, man. They just come flying.
So first you fold it, it's very easy, and you put it on the container, and that's it. 可以吗？好。
And I'm always reminded when I see these things, will this work in Spain? Will this work in Europe? Will this work in the United States?
It's much better when it comes delivered by drone.
And we sadly know the answer. I'm glad we got this out of the way. Here are the numbers of what a world-class engineer will cost for a top-tier company. About the same education and same skill set of an American trained like Silicon Valley engineer, right? At 1/3 of the price. And here's the kicker: they work twice as fast. I've seen it. When I was training sales teams across China, I'd walk into offices in Beijing, in Shanghai, in Chengdu, and they were all very polite and professional, and they don't disrupt, right? But then I hit Shenzhen, and people are just there to win. You can smell it. It's a different energy. People stood up during meetings, they interrupted, they compared with your competitors, and they say like your product is not as good as this competitor X or Y, right? That's the mentality there. So when people ask me, where do I find the best engineering talent per dollar? It's Shenzhen. So if you're into manufacturing, you probably know this already, right? I don't think your company, if you're into manufacturing, can afford not having an office in Shenzhen or not having like manufacturing facilities in Shenzhen, right? The reason number 2, I said the first one is the talent and the second one is Shenzhen speed, right? This is where it gets wild. Shenzhen has the fastest hardware prototyping ecosystem on the planet. You can go from design to prototype in 3 weeks, even less if you know the right people. And at a fraction of the cost that will cost you in Europe or in the United States, right? Same quality, probably 6 times faster and 6 times cheaper. Try that in Germany, where incorporating a business takes 7 hours of notary paperwork that each word has to be read one by one, right? Or the US, where nobody moves unless you deploy money, like a few thousand. Right now, there's overcapacity in Chinese factories. They're hungry for projects. And this is Huaqiangbei, which is the world's largest electronics market. And you can find any component here. If you have a good local guide, any manufacturer, any prototype. Like I've had guys send me catalogs or PDFs, brochures for the Xiaomi cars and even some brands from outside. I won't say the names. But it's like the same car you can buy, but these are the OEM factories who produce those cars and they just want to produce more. So they give it to people. And I'm not even in this industry, but I've seen the brochures. And you're like, would you like to make a car? Like if you want to play big and you want to make a car, you can just copy the car from the brands that use those OEMs, right? An entrepreneur doesn't come to Shenzhen because it's nice. They just come here because they scouted the world and realized this is the only place with maximum upside for what they're trying to do. Just like Guangzhou is for textiles or Hong Kong for finance, and Hangzhou, the home of Alibaba, owns the software, right? It's the software capital of this part of the world. But if you need speed, Shenzhen is the only answer, right? So here's what most investors miss. I don't want to make this that long. Low real estate yields aren't a bug, they're a signal. Capital isn't flowing into apartments, it's still flowing just into factories, prototypes and supply chains, and they're making the next like supercomputers, right? And the next supercars, and the next super washing machines, and the next super like manufacturing capabilities for anything you could think of. You name it. The people getting rich here are not the landlords, they're the operators. So if you're a family office, a VC, or someone who wants to build something physical, rent here, develop here, don't buy. Set up a factory, set up manufacturing facilities, find a co-manufacturer or an OEM, build hardware. I mean, you're gonna need real assets like pretty soon, as opposed to
financial services as opposed
That's
to
right.
software, as opposed to anything that can be replaced with AI, right? Like this is the place where real things are made. And it's the fastest city in the world. And if you can't read the room, well, as an investor, you've already lost.
All right, so if you want to know more about this and you enjoy this content, join our private investors community. It's a Magister Investors Club. The link is in the description. There's a very short form, but fill it up. And I will see you on the other side. Bye.